All right, let's turn our attention to politics. The GOP playing field is becoming more defined, with Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels out and the GOP looking for a favorite frontrunner. There is a report in the New York Post that the White House is already doing opposition research to dig up dirt on New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, just in case he jumps in the race. Bob Beckel worked in President Carter's White House. Andrea Tantaros is a Daily News columnist. Both are Fox News contributors. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Andrea, why is the White House worried about Chris Christie?
Well, I think they're very scared of him jumping into this race, and they're figuring better be safe than sorry, even though Chris Christie has said over and over again that he's not going to run. Look, Allison, this isn't that odd, though. I mean, Democrats are digging up dirt on Republicans, and I would even say that Republicans are probably compiling opposition research briefing books about other GOP candidates that they think are threats. So they're just getting ready just in case they might need it if he jumps in.
Everybody's getting prepared. But, Bob, at some point, does the chorus of cheerleaders for Chris Christie get so loud that he says, okay, I will get in?
Well, first of all, let me just say that on our side, it's dirt. On Republican side, it just says it's opposition research and binders and things. Look, the fact of the matter is that anybody who's been in this business, and I've been through several presidential campaigns, you do opposition research on everybody that you think is a potential candidate. I don't think there are any more candidates in this race except maybe Michelle Bachmann or Sarah Palin, but that's about it. So you're looking at the field. But having said that about Chris Christie, I don't understand what the big deal is. I really don't. I mean, maybe one of the few, but what has this guy done? I mean, he's talked tough to a few unions and he closed down a tunnel project. But outside of that, look at the people who know him best, the people in New Jersey, and his poll numbers are going down very rapidly. So I'm not so worried about it. In fact, I wish he'd get in.
They're going down because he had a state that was ready to go bankrupt, and he had to make tough choices and tough decisions. And that's why he's so politically popular, because no one else has guts like he does.
But, Andrea, it does sound as though some in the GOP are most enamored of the people who've said that they're not getting into the race. Let's talk about what just happened over the weekend. Mitch Daniels sent out this announcement at a rather strange time, by the way, at just after midnight on Saturday night, that he will not be getting in the race. So obviously his supporters are disappointed. Where will his big money donors and support go now?
That's a really good question. I mean, a lot of people are saying possibly Tim Pawlenty. But look, I think the GOP needs to take a breath and relax. We have to take our time getting the right candidate. We can't settle like we did in 2008. And I would say there is plenty of time in this one, Allison. In 1991, a little-known governor from Arkansas didn't jump in until October of that year. And so you look at it now, these big names like Mario
Cuomo. Jump in, Andrea, just out of curiosity.
I'm not playing favorites. I have to be totally fair here. But look, you saw Bill Bradley, Mario Cuomo that year, the big names that everyone was so disappointed they didn't get in. They waited. And the field looked very, very lackluster for a long time until Clinton came along. Even Paul Tsongas won the New Hampshire primary. So, Allison, anything can happen. And this media is trying to tempt the GOP, trying to get them to just start this race and make them feel like they have no candidates. Don't listen to the mainstream media. Relax. Let's get it right this time. I think we've got a lot of good potential candidates that haven't even gotten in.
What do you think, Bob?
Well, first of all, in 1991, Bill Clinton had been organizing and putting money together for a good 2 years before that, number one. Number two, the Republicans always seem to be waiting for some big person to step into this race, whether it's Bush or Perry in Texas, who I don't think is very big. But, you know, the fact is, if you look at Fred Thompson getting in late, with very little organization. Look what happened to him. I think the same thing would happen to these other people if they tried to get in. Or Chris Christie, which I still think is a vastly overblown story.
Okay,
but having said that, somebody is going to get the Republican nomination, and they will be a big player. There's no question about that. In this field, they'll be a big player.
Okay.
They'll be beat, but they'll be a big player.
Well, let's talk about the person who is announcing officially today, and that is Tim Pawlenty. He is going to make his announcement in just a couple of hours from now, but he already sent out an internet video announcing that he's running. So is he stealing some of his own thunder, Andrea?
Yeah, I thought that was a little strange to put out a video, but I guess it's something that can go viral. It'll take over the web, and then he can back that up with some comments that he makes today. I think that this is the new paradigm for campaigns. They put out a web video, and you guys get to run it all morning, and Bob and I get to talk about it. I'm just wondering, with all this time that's waiting, Bob, are you thinking of maybe jumping in the race?
Not.
Have I worked on you hard enough every Monday that maybe you're going to come over to this side?
All right.
If they opened up my closet, it would sound like the Boston Pops at the 4th of July. But, hey, Tim Pawlenty ain't going to go viral, I'll guarantee you. Sominex sales are plummeting.
All right, Bob Beckel, Andrea Tantaros, thanks so much.
Thank you.
My pleasure.